Thought I might shoot another video. Just one more point to make. Don't be a victim. It's victimhood that's going to destroy us. It's victimhood that's plaguing the nation. Some of you might be aware that there's black mob violence. It's an epidemic across the country. It's only going to get worse. I say, what? How do you know it's only going to get worse? Because there's only just more black people that are going to feel this fire now. There's many black people, and I listen to many black people on the internet who hate black people, who hate other black people. It's not to say that they hate all black people, but they hate the black people who are basically running amok and messing up their lives, man. Trying to mess them up, trying to drag them down like crabs on a bucket. I hope you understand what I meant by that. That the number one threat to black people right now in this country is black people, is other black people and their behaviors when their priorities are not in line. One of the biggest ways to mess up your priorities, one of the deadliest ways to mess up your priorities is to fall into the trap of victimhood. Because it is a trap. Once you consider yourself a victim, say that's the end of it. I'm a victim. You've been trapped. There's a lot of people out there who listen to a lot of people out there, preachers and others, who somehow been convinced that they've been done wrong. Let me tell you something. Everybody's been done wrong at one point or another. So welcome to the club. But they get programmed in a certain way that they think, well, I'm a victim of this or that. Surely, if I'm a victim, I've been a victim my whole life and I've been struggling to come up just like Jesus struggled, then I'm going to go to heaven. Maybe I'm just making this up, but I think from what I've been seeing, that's pretty much everywhere. It's a goddamn epidemic of victimhood. This is why the black mob violence will only increase. If you haven't heard about it yet, it's because you're retarded. Get off my channel. It's all over the place. Now, it will increase. It's absolutely going to increase. But the reason for this is, first of all, a unbelievable amount of ignorance. Right? Certain class of people who are growing in numbers, who create maybe something they might refer to as a mudsill of people who just don't even deserve to come up because they're never going to put effort into it. Like I said, the biggest threat to black people in this country who are patriots, who love liberty, who love freedom, who love this country, who love where they were born and realize the advantages that they were given, the biggest threat to them today are other black people. Specifically, these black mobs committing violence all over the country. A lot of people have already figured this out. I just want to go ahead and be specific about this. The reason for this black mob violence isn't an accident, and they all have common denominators. Now, I'm going to tell you, if you talk to any of these black people who are involved in these black mob violence, they're going to probably most assuredly talk to you about how they're victims, how their preachers talk about how they're victims, all the victimhood that they've experienced. So therefore, it justifies what they do. I'm going to draw your attention again to this book. Now, if you can possibly read, if you know how to read, you have an attention span, you want to prove me wrong, just go ahead and find a verse. Please just send it to the YouTube or whatever, you know, my email, or whatever. Just send me a verse. One verse that shows that Jesus or Jesus's agenda had anything to do with being a victim, then I'm going to go ahead and make you my pastor. I'll be part of your ministry. How about that? You'll be my man of God. I'll tell you that right now. Find me one verse. And if you're thinking about the crucifixion, you're crazy because Jesus agreed to that. He wasn't whining or crying about that. There was, find it for me. Find me that verse. Email it to me. Um, Victimhood has nothing to do with the cause of Christ. So if you've been programmed your whole life and you feel like you can't get out of it, this is just how you know. This is how you deal with the earth. Is by saying, I'm a victim, so therefore I can do what I want. The ends will meet the means or whatever. I'm a victim, so I'm entitled to certain things because I've been a victim, and my people have been a victim for a long time. Here to tell you you're going to hell. The clear majority of you who constantly always talk about how you're a victim. According to this book, you might say, oh man, I'm a victim and he's bad mouthing me even though I'm in this bad way and stuff, and he might even cause this to me and stuff, and now I'm a victim and he says I'm going to hell. Well, he's an asshole and he's going to hell. You know what, maybe you're right. Go ahead and read this book and show me where you're right. When I say, well, that book doesn't mean shit. I love Jesus or whatever, but that book doesn't mean shit. Well, you don't know anything about Jesus unless you read this book. That's the whole point of the book. So you can make up all sorts of excuses all day if you want. Victimhood is very dangerous, i.e., violent black mobs that are sweeping the nation. It's very dangerous on all sorts of levels. For example, single motherhood is rampant in this country now. For whatever reason, and I'm sure there's lots of reasons, there are single mothers, and they're just keep increasing. I say, well, gosh, man, he doesn't do this for me, or he doesn't do that for me, and so therefore I'm just fine and doing this. I'm just fine acting this certain way. I'm going to go to heaven because I believe in Jesus, and Jesus got me, but I'm a victim, and this guy, he's treating me all sorts of wrong. He ain't give me no sort of money, uh, and so that means he doesn't care or something, or maybe he ran off. He doesn't care. I'm a victim. So this justifies what I do because I have to make sure that I could survive because I'm a victim. I'm a single mother victim. It won't be long. You can say I'm full of shit right now. It won't be long till you see, or maybe you never see it, but it's gonna happen to you. You're gonna incur all sorts of crises. Bad things are gonna happen to you. I don't want them to happen to you. I love you. This guy in this book loves you. Doesn't want those things to happen to you, but you keep staying with your heels dug in and the mindset of being a victim. Everyone who you talk to, all your friends and family, everyone, strangers, fellow employees, they know of your victimhood because you've told them all about it because it's what you think about, it's how you live your life. Lots of times you run away. It's just something that people in your life have to deal with. You're going to run away because you're a victim. You feel like that's the best way You don't really understand. Well, I mean, this might be destructive in other people's lives. You might have done something bad to them right quick, but it doesn't matter because you're a victim or whatever. Maybe all of, maybe perhaps there's a chance that you have children, like I say, you're a single mom. Maybe you're taking away from them, and you don't realize it. You think, well, I'm a victim. I'm giving them the best that I have. I'm giving them everything. Nobody's here to even help me and stuff, and I'm a victim. At the same time, if you stop thinking like that, went ahead and lived your life and maybe read this book a little bit, further aligned yourself with this book, you would start feeling and receiving all the blessings that you deserve because you're a beautiful human being. You would start to feel that sweep over you. Yeah, it's going to be hard times, but you're going to get through them because you keep reading this book and you keep living your life. How you're reading it and applying it. Nowhere in nowhere in the book does it say Jesus was a victim. So you forget that whole mindset. You forget the whole victimhood thing. It's in this that I think that you're going to be doing your child a lot more justice. Because, like I said, this is an epidemic of someone might call it a fatherless America. And there's lots of cases where the man runs away and he doesn't want nothing to do with you. I understand that that happens a lot of times. There's a lot of cases as well where if you would just be reasonable, if you would tilt your agenda towards that of Jesus Christ, you would see that this man does want to be a father. Maybe you're making it extremely hard, if not impossible. Um, Maybe just give him a chance to see his child, because you don't understand. You might think you're having your way, or you might think that you're a victim. You have to run away and you have to shield everybody you're with, and so now, for whatever reason, you don't have the father in your child's life at all because you're a victim. You might think, even if you are that evil or whatever, you might even think, oh man, I'm getting over on him now. He can't see his child and stuff. Now I'll show him what's up because uh, he should be paying this and that and whatever. You might be thinking about that. Yeah, maybe it does hurt him. Maybe he does want to see his child, and you're standing in the way like an obstacle. But at the same time, you're keeping your child from having a father. You're stealing from this child. You don't want to admit it because you're a victim. The victimhood is clouding your mind too much to think about the child on that level. That scientifically speaking, a daughter very much benefits from her father. I mean, even biologically speaking, hormones uh, are given off, and it just has certain health benefits for a little girl or a little boy to be around both of his parents at certain points. Psychologically speaking, they're far less likely to fall into a victimhood mindset when they have both parents in their lives. There's all sorts of examples. If you think you're a victim, think you've been done wrong, you might want to let that go right now. You might want to read this book right quick and see that there ain't no such thing as a victim in Jesus' agenda. Right? You can save that victimhood for something else. Trying to get to heaven, I just don't know about that victimhood. May the 13th, and this is probably going to be my last video, you guys. Uh, Goodbye.